So before we get into this video, I wanted to break a few things down for you and tell you the backstory here. The original story of the female Ocean's 11 reboot came out sometime around late October, early November. I know this because I filmed my reaction to it on November 4th, 2015. At the time, we didn't know anything about it other than what I mentioned in the video that you'll see here shortly. I do have a new video now that we know some of the cast that have been brought on board with it. The link should be in the description down there, and if I do this right, which don't count on me for doing this right, an annotation somewhere on the screen. In the meantime, enjoy. Party people in the place to be. What's going on? It's me, it's me. If you know the channel, you know this is called 2 Drink Minimum Reaction. What that means is I usually take 2 drinks of something before I react to something or we get into some news. Unless it's Awaken Rage, which case is just raw. Well, this ain't Awaken Rage, this is just a rage I'm going to get into, and by the time I'm done with it, we'll probably be 2 drinks deep. For you see, another classic movie is being rebooted with a female fucking cast, if for no other reason than because they're women. Oh boy. What movie reboot of an all-female cast has me so upset this time? Could it be Grease, one of my all-time favorites? No. Could it be the Kings of Comedy? No. They're already hell-bent on destroying Ghostbusters, so no, that one isn't it. It's Ocean's 11. Now, before we get started, I know there's a whole bunch of people that are out there saying, "Oh, you're mad because this is another reboot." No. This is the rage that's coming from this one is a little bit different than Ghostbusters. You see, Ghostbusters was a classic for a reason, and the reboot has 0 of the signs that it will be any good whatsoever with a shitty cast, shitty writer, shitty producer, all on board. Everything looks like it's going to be crap from the get-go versus what Ghostbusters looked like at this same point in time. It was a classic and it shouldn't have been rebooted. Ocean's 11 with George Clooney was a reboot of a 60s movie starring the Rat Pack. Now, Ocean's 11, the original, I don't think most people would necessarily consider it a classic. They consider it, some people think it's a decent flick, maybe not even the best Rat Pack movie of all time. So when they decided to reboot it, the internet wasn't as big as it is now, so it wasn't all as instantaneous reaction. We didn't know much about it until it hit the screen. And when it hit the screen, it managed to actually still have the charm and the heart of the original, if not a little bit more of the original. The original was basically just the Rat Pack wanted to hang out with each other in Las Vegas and get paid while doing it. So they shot the movie. Same thing with Ocean's 11 and 12. The casters wanted to hang out with each other, and so they did. The first one, they hung out with each other in Vegas. The second one, they hung out with each other all over Europe. Same exact chemistry and heart and recipe to achieve the same type of success, if not bigger, than the original. This looks like shit. Let's go to the original article that started this all exclusive. This comes from the playlist, blogs, IndieWire, whatever the fuck. Links down below. Exclusive. All females, Ocean's 11 in the works, starring Sandra Bullock with Gary Ross directing. A burgeoning creative partnership between George Clooney and Sandra Bullock that yielded this weekend's Our Brand is Crisis, in which Bullock stars, Clooney produces, and David Green directs, is set. Put a pin before we even get started in Our Brand is Crisis. Put a pin in that. And David Gordon Green directs, is set to kick up a notch in the near future. A new Ocean's 11 film is in the works, only this time in line with the recent Hollywood gender swapping trend. It's due to feature an all-female lineup, with Bullock in the lead and Gary Ross, I guess he directed the Hunger Games, Seabiscuit, and Pleasantville, directed. Project was initiated last year by the power trio of late producer Jerry Weintraub, Ocean's Trilogy director Steven Soderbergh, and the franchise's main star Clooney, and the franchise's main star Clooney. Olivia Milch, Queen and Country and Little Women, who has become a go-to screenwriter for female-centric projects, has been working on the screenplay for months. A project we've been tracking for much of the year. The female Oceans has actually been quietly gestating since at least fall 2014. Sounds about the same time that abortion of a Ghostbusters movie got off the ground, doesn't it? But we worried that it hit a major snag recently when the legendary Weintraub passed away this past summer. His memorial was held last month in New York, and the aforementioned key players were all there. But sources close to the project tell the playlist that the movie is definitely in the works, and Milch has handed in a draft of the screenplay. Scroll back up here. Milch did Queen and Country and Little Women. Queen and Country and Little Women and Ocean's 11 are nowhere near the same type of fucking movie. We're gonna keep going. I'm never gonna finish it. We keep this up like this. All right, here we go. Ross is a longtime Soderbergh friend and ally, and as she mentions in this recent press conference, there's a link there, Bullock has been close with her Gravity co-star George Clooney for a long time now. Weintraub, Clooney, and Soderbergh clearly became tight during the Section 8 and Ocean's Trilogy years, and it seems like Bullock has joined the extended family. Her role in Our Brand is Crisis was originally written for Clooney, so a Bullock-led Oceans would not be the first time she stepped directly into Clooney's shoes. Okay. It's unclear how directly connected or not this remake, reboot, sequel, spinoff will be to the Soderbergh pictures, but everyone is keen on this new Oceans project, and sources tell us Clooney may even cameo as Danny Ocean. Somehow, this not quite so tightly kept secret has not properly broken until now, but traces of it have been on the internet for a few months. Amy Pascal alluded to the existence of a new Oceans film in the notorious Sony leak from last year. The then Sony chief urged her team to move faster on her all-female Ghostbusters project when she got wind of a competing gender swap ensemble film in the works. We referenced this a few months back. The female Oceans film is expected to be Ross's next movie after he finishes up The Free State of Jones, starring Matthew McConaughey, which blah. I've told you to put a pin in Our Brand is Crisis. And I told you to do that for a reason. Because you see, Our Brand is Crisis has been panned by fucking critics. Our Brand is Crisis has yet to earn back its budget. In fact, according to the Wikipedia page, it needs to make what it made in the box office so far times 6 just to make its budget back. So, if the winning formula is Sandra Bullock taking over a role from George Clooney, then clearly the formula is fucked up. Now, let's just talk about using the female cast as a gimmick here, shall we? If your movie, Paul Feig, if your movie, Melissa McCarthy, if your movie, Kristen Wiig, and the rest of you hack motherfuckers needs a gimmick like that to stand on its fucking own, then it's fucking crippled. You have no fucking legs. The Emperor has no goddamn clothes. If your movie can't stand on its own merits, and you must play the fucking gender card, or the race card, or whatever other fucking card people decide to play, your movie's fucked up. Your movie's fucked up. You want to talk about a cast of females that get together and rob to get a bunch of money? How about Set It Off? Set It Off didn't just rest on the fact that it had 4 women in it. First off, it got 4 women who were friends. First off, it got 4 women who were talented in multiple forms of acting. Second, and also, it was a good story. It told a good story in a good way. They got a good director. They got a good writer on board. It told a compelling story in its own way that you could. It doesn't matter what gender the characters that Set It Off were. It would have played just as well. And I was alive when Set It Off came out. I was aware of the world around me. Set It Off did not just rely on these are women in this fucking role. Set It Off relied on the strength of the cast, on the strength of the direction, on the strength of the writing. Before even seeing a cast of this new Ocean's 11, guess what? I can already tell you it's not going to be as good as the first 2 Ocean's 11s, not counting 12 and 13. Although I like 12. And here's why. The cast had chemistry. The cast liked each other before they became a fucking cast. Most of the main characters in those movies were best fucking friends just looking for an excuse to hang out with each other. I don't know who Sandra Bullock's best friends are, but there hasn't really been any news that she's got a whole bunch of female friends that she hangs out with that are as big or if not around the same area of Hollywood stardom that she's in. In fact, most women, a lot of women, have trouble being friends with other fucking women in the first place, let alone 4, 5, 6 of them. The way the Clooney cast and the way the Sinatra cast were. So what you're going to do is more shotgun casting of whoever is quote-unquote hot at the moment, despite whether or not they have talent to carry off the fucking role. What you're going to do is you're going to get some inexperienced, not inexperienced. The writer has experience, except not in the same, not even, at least, the writer of this Ghostbusters reboot bullshit did a comedy before, but even though that's pretty much all the fuck she's done, and it wasn't nearly as good as Ghostbusters, at least she did something in the genre of comedy. Oh, what the fuck did this chick do? They have her quoted here as she did fucking Little Women? What the fuck? You're fucking serious? Get out of here. Little Women and Queen and Country? Are you fucking serious? Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to confirm that right now. Let's see. Olivia Milch. Let's go. I can't even find Olivia Milch's IMDb. There are articles about her on Variety and Entertainment Weekly doing Queen and Country, which I guess was a spy thriller and adapting Little Women, but I can't find her IMDb. It leads me to some actress. Or somebody who wrote something called Dude? I don't even know what the fuck that is. And it's in post-production. So what the fuck? What? How did... I like Sandra Bullock. I like George Clooney, or at least I did before his deal with the devil wore off, or he got or that cold fish-looking chick he married, I guess, has the best fucking pussy on the planet because he is whipped as fuck by it, and he decided to do this shit, or he knows money. He just fucking sold the fuck out. Despite having all the money in the world, despite still being able to get all the trim in the world, he sold the fuck out and decided, go into the social justice warrior swing for no reason. Oh my God, look. This shit is fucking infuriating because Ocean's 11 was a great movie. Alright? The original was a decent flick. It had its flaws, but it had its good points too. Some of it still holds up, some of it doesn't. But listen, doing a gender swap just for the fucking sake of it is fucking ridiculous. This is the same shit I said in the Ghostbusters news. If this idea is so goddamn good, then do it under its own name. Make its own franchise. Let it stand on its own. We don't need Danny Ocean's daughter taking up the fucking family business or whatever the fuck. And again, it goes right back to that same thing I said earlier. How am I supposed to believe that there is this chick who knows 3 or 4 women who like her enough to befriend her for that long and go through this? Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck out of here. Of the people in my life that I know, of the women in my life that I know, I can really only think of one who has had more than one female friend more than one other female friend for an extended period of time, and that was my fucking mother. And her friends are loyal to her, and she's loyal. And, they love each other. They used to hang out all the fucking. It was like the fucking big chill in their house, almost weekly. All right, that was then. This is fucking now. The women I know, going through a gamut of ages, have one female friend, no female friends, maybe 2, 2.5, because one of them's friend with somebody else. 3 or 4, 5 or 6, 7 or 8, 9 or 10. Fuck you, that's not happening. That's not fucking happening. Are you shitting? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. This is, it's one of those things where, like, if it wasn't the early November, I'd have thought this was a fucking Halloween joke or April Fool's joke. I really would. Because this is the stupidest shit I've heard since the fucking Ghostbusters news. This is so goddamn fucking retarded. Stop it right now. Stop it right now, Sandra Bullock. Stop it right now, George Clooney. You understand me? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to, at the very least, hold your horses and wait until this Ghostbusters abortion comes out. Hold your horses and wait until that comes out. Listen to the critical response to that. Listen to the fans' response to that. And watch the box office, but take everything in. Let it simmer for a minute, because whenever most things come out, a lot of them is like, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. And then it dies down and the rating goes down a little bit. Wait for the true rating. Then proceed if you fucking decide to. Don't do anything yet. Don't jump that Ocean's 14 gun just yet. Hold off. Hold off. Can you do that for me? Hold off. Matter of fact, this deal shouldn't have fucking gone through because the idea in and of itself was a fucking failure when Sandra Bullock bombed in the fucking box office, taking over our crisis, our Brandon's fucking crisis, or whatever the shit that movie is. By the way, that's a prime example of our Brandon's crisis. That's a movie that the only buzz I heard about that movie before it came out was Sandra Bullock took a man's role. Isn't that good for Sandra Bullock? Social justice all the way. Women, girl power. Not about how good the movie is. Not about early Oscar contention or fucking even the score to that shit. But Sandra Bullock playing a man's role. How about that? It's all good. Social justice. Rah, rah, yay, girls. That's all I fucking heard. Same thing with the fucking Ghostbusters bullshit. That's all the fuck I heard was girl power, girl power. Not how good any of it is, but girl power, girl power. Now maybe this is what the producers of Our Branders Crisis did wrong. Maybe they should have taken the Paul Figo the Carpathian route and say, if you don't see this movie, you hate vaginas. Maybe that's what they should. You don't see this movie, you hate all women. Maybe that's exactly what they should have done, because nobody so far has gone to see Our Branders Crisis.
Hold on. Nobody went to go see Feigbusters either. I just wanted to bring that up. I just now that I know that nobody went to go see that either, so that strategy didn't work either. But now I'm sorry, past me. Go back to what you're doing. Go.
Yeah, the buzz on this was all fucking girl power, and look how badly that fucking failed. Do you really, George Clooney, do you really, Sandra Bullock, want to step into this fucking dogfight right now? The answer is really no. Because you don't have to do it. Like, I can understand the motivation behind, and I can keep making this comparison because it's the fucking comparison. It's the different motivation between the cast of that Ghostbusters abortion and this. The cast of that Ghostbusters abortion want to get to George Clooney and Sandra Bullock levels. They want to make George Clooney and Sandra Bullock money. They want to be able to choose any fucking role they want to in any fucking genre they want to, and even the Stay Puft fucking McCarthy herself can't exactly do that just yet. She can pick any comedy she wants as long as she plays the female Chris Farley, and she can pick any drama she wants as long as it's fucking low budget. But she's not in that hurdle yet where George Clooney, where she just say to a producer, I want to travel with my friends to Europe, let's fucking go. You don't need this. You're in the top fucking echelon in Hollywood. You don't need to do this. You don't need to stoop yourself this low to do this. And boy, this is bottom of the bootlicking right here. As an Ocean's 11 fan, as a George Clooney fan, and as a Sandra Bullock fan, I want to implore you guys to just chill. Don't hop on that fucking social justice band just yet. Just hold on. Wait until some more dust settles. Maybe do something like Ocean's 11, but call it something different. Maybe develop a completely different script and just fucking release the shit so that you don't have this kind of backlash already. Just chill. Just chill. Just fucking chill. Neither of you need this. The public doesn't need this. The public doesn't fucking want this. And you have a perfect example just last week or two. Chill the fuck out. Pump your brakes. Go back to the drawing board. At the very least, get somebody who's done the kind of fucking film you're going to fucking do. Why did you get into this business in the first place? It was to tell compelling stories, right? It was to tell your own stories once you reach teenage and early 20s, right? Why not do that? Why the fuck not do that? We don't need this. You don't need it. The world doesn't need it. The Ocean's franchise doesn't need it. As a matter of fact, the Ocean's franchise died with Bernie Mac. It could come back in another 40 or 50 years when another crew of actors and actresses come together and are friends already and hang out already and decide to just have fun with each other in fucking Europe or Asia or wherever the fuck they decide to do it. But until then, cut it out. Totally fucking unnecessary. Party people, tell me what... I only got through one drink, so I was too busy talking. Party people, tell me what you think about this. Down there in the comments. I was going to go to sleep. Boy, I was going to go to sleep. I went downstairs to take out the trash. I was listening to Gary and Dino. They mentioned a story on this, and it got me fucking pissed off. Party people, tell me what you think about this down there in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, youtube.com/thereal469. Listen, Am I overreacting here a bit, and why am I overreacting? I might be overreacting a bit because it's still in the super early stages, but they're talking about scripts are being turned in. They're talking about Sandra Bullock's already been fucking cast. Like, why are they fucking doing? Do you agree with me on the points that I made? Do you disagree with me on the points that I made? Do you think I'm just a chauvinist pig because I don't want to see this movie? If you do, you're a fucking idiot. I don't want to see this movie not because of a female cast, but because it's un-fucking necessary, and it doesn't have the same chemistry, formula, magic, journey that the other Ocean's movies had. It's the same goddamn thing with the Ghostbusters movie. There's a reason why Ghostbusters was a classic, because it had the heart, and it was a culmination of a series of fine films and television. It is a culmination of over a decade of comedy coming together from all different points of fucking North America and coming together and culminating into something epic versus this bullshit slap together shotgun get your money because yay girl power bullshit that this is going to be. That our brand of Crisis was trying to be, but failed fucking miserably. And I'm so glad it fucking failed. Not because of girl power, but because it fucking sold itself on girl power as opposed to the script. And hopefully, the same thing will happen here if, Sorkin forbid, it makes it that far. And hopefully it dies in development fucking hell. But tell me what you think about it down there in the comment section. Tell me how big a chauvinist pig I am down there in the comment section. Tell me how much of an asshole I am down there in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. Go to YouTube. Tell the world how big. Go post this shit on Jezebel and HuffPo and all the other bullshit, Mike, and all the other bullshit websites that are just gonna get behind this just because it's got a vagina as a fucking head, fucking star, as opposed to anything else. Down there in the comment section, go ahead, comment, like, share, subscribe, youtube.com/0469. There's a little blue button. It's over on the right-hand side. You click it, you'll be supporting, and that ain't bad. Suplex City, bitch. Peace the fuck out.
Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch.